Good morning from Garrett. We're here this morning with a good friend of ours, Tom Flavin, chef and food consultant, and we're going to do beef stroganoff this morning. So I'm going to use rump steak, as you can see, very lean, and we're going to put it into nice thin strips. That's my part done. Then I'm going to hand you over to Tom. Now we cut our steaks very thin, like this, and I'm just going to show them into strips. Now we do all this in store for you. You don't have to worry about this part.
That's prime Irish Angus.
All Angus and Angus cross we're using at the moment, Tom. All from our dry age fridge. We're trying to dry age all our beef now. And people talk, dry aging, people talk about 14, 21 days, it depends on the beef. Most of our beef are 21, 35 days. Different cuts like entrecots and stuff like that. We don't need to leave it as long, you know. Yeah. Especially when it's good beef too, you know. And as you can see, it's all small heifer beef that we try and use.
Quality is beautiful.
Oh, it's lovely, yeah. You're marvelling. I'll get this ready now, Tom, and I'm going to pop it in a tray for you.
Lovely.
We have Fiona video on us this morning, it's making me very nervous.
Now you can use sirloin as well, or you can use fillet, but it's
Fillet, yeah.
just the fillet you wouldn't cook it as much.
Not as much, no. This is nice because you need a kind of a little bit of a bite in it as well.
It's still be nice and tender, you don't have to.
Oh, lovely, yeah. And the big thing is, like, for what we find here is you need to get all that fat off really, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you know, so it's nice, especially with the kids and that too.
Yeah, this is a winner.
That's enough to start with, Tom.
Oh yeah, that's plenty. Yeah. Okay, I'll take it. Beautiful. So you're looking at about 150 grams of meat per portion. So if you're cooking for one or two, that's about, I'd say, 160 or so. So we'll do 2 portions today. So about that much. So then we just want to marinate it. We're just going to season it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Now you don't have to put too much salt and pepper on to begin with. You can finish the seasoning afterwards. So do freshly ground black pepper. And then the secret to the beef stroganoff, to have really good beef stroganoff, is have a really good paprika. Here we have a smoked sweet paprika. And there's different types you can buy, but if you pay a little bit more first, you don't need to use as much. And the smell is amazing. No, you can't smell that, but I can. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Smells lovely.
Have a sniff that, Garrett. It's beautiful. I think I'll get that all in Spain. I think it's lovely.
Jesus, nice.
So just marinate the beef. Now, you can do that and leave it sit overnight if you like, but the beef is so small and so thin that you don't really need to marinate it for too long. Okay, so while that's marinating, you'll be preparing your vegetables. So I'm going to bring you over here where we have prepared some here. Use a nice hot pan. And another little trick is before you put the oil, heat the pan, because if you put the oil and then heat it, the oil starts smoking and smoldering, it starts sparkling over the top of it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to seal the beef in a little bit of oil with some nice local rapeseed oil here. So just a drizzle of that. Just want to seal the beef, and that's a nice tender beef. So we're going to
Good tip there as well, Tom, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's a good tip as well to put in the oil, just so it's not
Yeah,
smoking,
so you see it starts smoking there now, so it's nice and hot. So we're just going to add beef. Actually, we won't be putting it all in, so it's nice and hot. And just give it a good seal all around, and it seals in all the flavours. I'm going to add another little drizzle of oil. Now you can also use chicken if you don't have beef. Again, just cut the chicken nice and thinly sliced like this. Or pork, it's really good with pork loin or pork fillet is really good in stroganoff.
And turkey, Tom?
Turkey, yeah, you can of course. Turkey is very healthy, and even the leftover turkey, even after, if you have a roast turkey left over for Stephen's Day, but instead of sealing the turkey, if it was cooked, what you're going to do is just going to marinate in a little bit of, not so much paprika, you put the paprika in with the vegetables, but then add the cooked turkey after. But I'll show you now how to make the sauce. So once your beef is sealed all around, you want a good sear on the beef. And the good thing about stroganoff, you can serve it with mashed potato, you can serve it with pasta, or A really good pasta is the tagliatelle pasta or pappardelle. It's really good with meats. There's still a bit of a bite to it. Now, if you don't and you only have spaghetti, I wouldn't worry about it if you can have it with spaghetti. But again, it's a healthy fast food. In 10 minutes, you could have it all cooked once you have all your prep done. So because this is quite tender, we're just going to seal it like this. Now, if it was an older cut of beef or if it was a tougher cut, you know, like silver side, you could leave it in now and it would cook for the 10 or 12 minutes. But because it's a tender meat, we're going to take it out of the pan because I don't want it to really overcook it. Okay? So we'll take that out and just leave it to rest to the side. So we'll put another little drizzle of oil.
The smell is beautiful, isn't it?
It's gorgeous, yeah. It's that paprika is really, really good. Now, if you don't have the really good one, you know, normal types of paprika work as well. So we have some chopped garlic and onions. They're Roscoff onions. So we're just going to, the Roscoff store really well, and they're really lovely and sweet. So we're just going to give them a little bit of roasting, and that's where the flavour really comes in. So little tricks.
And it's very handy when you have everything prepped, like, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and you just do it very, very quickly, and they're all cut the same way. So you'll see the julienne or strips of onions, strips of peppers, and sliced mushrooms. So by roasting the onions and the garlic here, you get a nice sweetness and caramelized on them. Another little drizzle of oil, and again we're using an Irish rapeseed oil. It's lovely. That's the emerald oil from Tipperary. It's really, really good. It's one loads of awards, that one actually.
It's great now too, Thomas, with products, because it's all at your fingertips now. You don't have to leave them or Munster.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. So then once your onions and garlic start to caramelize, you're just getting a little bit of, see it's getting a little bit brown. So we're going to add a little bit of, a tiny little bit of mustard and a little bit of tomato puree. Just a little squirt. Okay. All the recipes will be up on the website so you know exactly how much. I've just done it once or twice before, so I know exactly. A little bit of Dijon mustard. And just give it a stir. Now you have to be careful here that your tomato puree doesn't catch. Yeah, it can make it bitter if it does catch on the bottom. So just keep moving it. And by giving it a little bit of a roasting in the bottom of the pan, it brings the sweetness out of the tomato as well.
You can smell of that.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? So then we're going to add a little bit of brandy.
Okay.
Okay, but if you're having an open, naked flame, just be careful.
I will find it.
You'll find you won't have any eyebrows. A little drizzle of brandy. There she goes. And it brings lovely flavours. So then we're going to just add some sour cream.
Oh yeah, nice pack.
Just a nice dollop of sour cream into it. And at the same time now, because we want to keep the crunch in the onions and the mushrooms and the peppers, we don't want them too overcooked. We're going to add these as well.
And the mushrooms and peppers will be the last to put in.
Yeah, now if you wanted them cooked completely, you're going to put them in with the onions, but I like to have a nice crunch to them, you know, when it's cooked. Because they cook really, really fast. And just drop it down so it simmers a little. Just drop the temperature. And just simmer it for a couple of minutes. And adjust the seasoning. Just a little drop. Now if you had stock, you can add stock to it, or chicken stock or beef stock. But because you have all the flavours in there already, the water will work just fine. Now that your sauce has come together, I'm just going to add the beef back into it. So it comes in a nice sauce consistency. So you see all the juice comes out. So we leave that simmer for a couple of minutes. You'll adjust the seasoning. And serve it on a bed of rice or mashed potato, noodles, whatever you've got. We'll add just a little bit more cream.
Even for during the week, like noodles, very handy, Tom, aren't they?
Very
for the kids.
Yeah, and they cook in another couple of minutes. So really it's a very easy school meal And kids are mad for it. Well, I know our kids are mad for it anyway. So beef. Nice portions. So here you have 2 generous portions. Stroganoff. So you want your veggies in there too. I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit of sauce. Top. And then to garnish that, we have some gherkins or pickled cucumbers. Here's some made earlier.
Oh yeah.
So we have pickled cucumber and onion here. Traditionally it's gherkins, but here we have some homemade. It's beautiful. That's it. Dry aged beef
Okay.
stroganoff.
Fabulous.
Lunch is served.